There's a new effort in San Diego to fix what's being called the fatal 15 intersections in the city, or the most dangerous roadways in the area with the highest number of crash-related deaths.
So joining us in studio, Officer Jake Sanchez from the CHP to talk more about this and how we can be safer on our roads. Thank you as always for joining us, Officer Sanchez. According to the San Diego Bicycle Coalition, more than half of the serious injury crashes happen in just 6% of our roadways. Why is that, and what's your reaction when we can pinpoint it like that?
So anytime we're dealing with intersections, and so the Highway Patrol does as well. Obviously, these intersections are in the city of San Diego, not in our jurisdiction. But you come out into Valley Center, Fallbrook, Bonita. These are all unincorporated communities where the CHP is involved. So when we get into intersections, you're going to see more pedestrian traffic. You're going to see more bicyclists. You're going to have more vulnerable individuals in intersections. The other thing is, our bodies can typically handle a front impact or a rear impact, but when we get hit from the side, we don't do as well. And that's generally the reason why these intersections can be so deadly.
There's been a push for the city to make some changes to those actual roads. What can you do as CHP?
So those roads specifically, nothing. That's not our role to step in for San Diego PD, but we know the dangers of intersection crashes, and like I said, we try to make the public aware of some of these things. For example, 80-year-old drivers, anybody over the age of 80, that's the #1 killer for them. One, they have a problem dealing with maybe depth perception or speed of an oncoming vehicle, or they just don't see the car at all. So crossing large or big intersections can be pretty tough for them, making left-hand turns across traffic. So we give some tips. Instead of making a left across a dangerous intersection or something that could be dangerous, make 3 right-hand turns and you'll be in the same exact location. Something that UPS actually has their drivers do.
Right,
So.
they find it more efficient that way too, and probably
Absolutely.
safer as well. What are the, for folks who are kind of out there just thinking generally speaking, what are the most dangerous kinds of roads or intersections that we need to be on the lookout for? And are there any changes that can be made, kind of what Maria was asking, to the road, to the lights, to the warnings that can prevent, bigger problems?
Hard to say what could be changed to fix those issues. It really depends on the intersection itself. If there's an area that's being trafficked more by bicyclists or by pedestrians, obviously some of those crossing locations being more lit, those types of things. But just going back to my first year on the job, this is 24 years ago. I'm working the graveyard shift up in San Jose, and we handled a fatality intersection, fatal crash was in an intersection with a young lady. She was 17 years old. She was the right rear passenger of a car. As they were approaching the intersection, the light turned green, which we should drive through. Unfortunately, as they were going through, they just continued to build their speed. They never came to a complete stop because it changed. And as they entered the intersection, a drunk driver came barreling through the intersection and hit the right side of that car, killing the right rear passenger. And so what I tell people is, even though the light turns green, and that means for us to go, you should still look and try to clear that intersection before you ever kind of stick yourself out there. With cell phones and speed and people rushing around trying to beat lights, you want to make sure before you cross that intersection that it's safe, even though you have a green light. So even though you're in the right, you could get seriously injured or killed by entering that intersection.
Summer's coming up. Memorial Day weekend is next weekend. More people are going to be out riding bikes or doing things. What are some of the, I guess, really for you, the most dangerous areas, and what should people be doing as far as defensive driving?
So with the holidays, unfortunately, comes sometimes more drinking. And when people are drinking and driving, obviously they're not making sound decisions. And so you kind of have to, again, just protect yourself. I always talk about raising your eyes up, having a good vision of what's around you, giving yourself space cushions to allow, evasive movement if you have to, right? If you have cars on your left and right in front of you, you're not gonna be able to go anywhere. So giving yourself that space, giving yourself adequate sight lines, again, raising your eye level up. In the CHP world, we call it a high visual horizon. Raise your eyes up, kind of look up and beyond what's directly in front of you to kind of give you that extra ability to be defensive. And then anticipate somebody pulling out in front of you. And if you do, you're gonna be ready. It's like playing sports. If I know the ball's gonna be hit to me, I gotta know where to throw it. Otherwise, I'm probably gonna not do the right thing. same applies to driving. So if, car, hey, this car might come out in front of me, I'm ready for it, as opposed to it came out and now it's too late.
I mean, we were talking about this before my son just got his permit. We've been talking about these kind of safety things all the time, and I always tell him, expect the other person to do the dumbest thing possible. They're trying to hurt you. They're not trying to hurt you, but be prepared like they
Be
are.
ready.
Yeah.
Absolutely, that's a perfect tip, and that's something we were talking about with our Start Smart class.
Yeah.
I say the same exact thing in Start Smart. So.
All right, we'll see you in class.
Sounds good, Andrew.
Officer Jake Sanchez, thank
Thanks,
you
man.
so much. We
Thank you.
appreciate it.